back to my channel. My name is Philip, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this very fun game of Simon memory game on Scratch. Now in this game you have 4 buttons, a green, a red, a blue, and a yellow button. And basically you have to memorize, they light up in a random order, and you have to memorize the order and click them in that same order. And if you get in the right order, then the computer will add another color, and you have to click the ones before that plus the new color, and so on. If you fail and you click the wrong color, it says game over. And also in this game we will learn how to use lists in a more advanced way. So let's get started. Click the create button, and the first thing we're going to do is get the 4 colors. So the red, blue, yellow, and green. So I'm going to upload them because I already have good sprites for it. So let's get rid of the cat and upload all 4 of them. Next, let's make them smaller and put them so they look like a circle. So they're all going to be 50%. So 50, size 50. Alright, that's good. So they're somewhat going to be like this, but they're going to be connected. Alright, now let's find the right positions. So this one will be, let's say, 70 with negative 70. Mr. Green will be negative 70 with 70. Red will be 70 with 70. And yellow will be negative 70 with negative 70. Okay, so that's good. Now remember, the game is made into 3 parts. The first part being there's a color that gets generated, and it gets added to the list of other colors that were generated before. Number 2, the computer plays that list of colors in order. Number 3, you have to click on those colors yourself. So for this, it's obvious we need a list. So let's click the make a list. And we're just going to call it colors. The list, we'll call it colors. Okay. And basically, we want to put the code. Where are we going to put the code? Which sprite? Well, it doesn't make sense to put it in any of these sprites. So what we will do is actually put it in the backdrop code. So let's make the code. And so we're going to do when green flag clicked, we'll just add something to the list. So set a pick random 1 to 4. Now it's 1 to 4 because there are 4 colors, and basically later on we're going to make green be 1, red be 2, yellow be 3, and blue be 4. So since we are doing stuff on the backdrop, let's go ahead and add a backdrop as well. So I think I'm going to use this backdrop. And next, let's test it. So we can see it generated 4, and here it appeared in colors. Let's try again. And we can see it generated 4 again, but they're both in the list. So what we want to do is at the beginning, we'll delete everything of the color list. Now, oh, it's 4 again. Okay, now it's 2, and you see there's only 1, and they're never like more than one thing in the list. So what we want to do next is we want to not generate only one number, but generate different numbers every time. So keep generating new numbers. So for this, the add pick random is going to be in the forever, because we all forever want to add things to the list. So let's see what happens. And you can see that, look at the length. It's super big because it forever just keeps adding, and it never stops adding. But after we add one thing to the list, we want to play the list. So to play the list, we basically are going to have to broadcast. Now, how many times are we going to have to broadcast is exactly the length of the colors. So how many things are in the colors list. So go here, there's actually a block, length of colors. So we'll just repeat length of colors. And basically we'll broadcast message and wait. Because when we go here, when it receives that message, it will light up and then go back to normal. Well, it'll light up, wait a bit, and then go back to normal. And we want to wait for that to happen. So that's why it's and wait. Basically, we'll broadcast item 1 and then item 2 and then like item 3 and so on. So for this, we will need a variable that I will just call I. Okay. And here we want to set it to set I to 1 because we will need it to be the first item. And then here we'll broadcast item I of the colors list. Oopsies. Alright, there we go. And here after it broadcasts, we want to change I by 1 so that it goes to the next item of the list. Alright, now let's make that cool effect when I receive it. So basically, when I receive, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since I'm in the blue code, this is actually going to be number 3. So let's go to the green code and do it there first, because green is going to be number 1. And we have to create the messages. So call it 1. And when I receive 1, we'll want it to do a brightness effect. So we will set brightness effect to 20, and then we'll wait a bit, so wait 0.5, and then let's copy that, and we'll set brightness to 0 here. Alright, and basically let's duplicate this code for every single other sprite. Okay, so for blue, it's going to be when I receive new message, number 3, not 3, whoops. For blue, sorry, it's going to be 4. And then for red, it's going to be 2. And yellow, it's going to be 3. Alright? So, next, let's see what it does. So, let's play it, the code. You can see I picked 3. It lit it up. And you can see it basically works. So, it works. So, it lights up 3, then it lights up 3 2 times, then it lights up 3 2 times, and then 1 time the 1. So that is good. Next, we'll want to take care of the third step. Now, the third step is basically going to be the computer waiting for you to click. So, we will want to wait until, and basically that condition is going to need a variable. Okay, so we're going to make a variable for it. We're just going to call it player's turn, and then a question mark. Okay, and then basically that condition is going to be if player's turn is equal to no. So if it's not player's turn. Okay, and right before that, we are going to set player's turn to yes, telling the color sprites to allow you to click on them. So next what we want to do is let's go to the green one again, and let's make these in order, like these sprites, let's move them so that they're in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's good. Now here, basically we're going to do when green flag clicked, forever, we will ask ourselves if it's our turn. So if player's turn is equal to yes. Then we will ask us another if. And basically that if is going to be if touching the mouse pointer and the mouse down. So an and touching mouse pointer and mouse down. Then we'll want them to light up. So to light up, we'll just broadcast the message. Broadcast number 1 and wait, because we want to let the effect go through and then do the other code. So let's test it, and we're only going to test if we click on the green. Let's click on the green. It's yes. See, player's turn equals yes. Let's click on the green, and you can see that it lights up. So that is good. Next, we will want to see if you clicked on the right color. So for this, we will ask ourselves, if the current item is equal to 1, since we are in the green code, the green sprite, and that's number 1. So if it's equal to 1. So if the current the current item, is equal to 1. How do we do the current item? Well, we're actually going to make another variable. We're going to call it CP from current position. Okay, and then basically here it's going to be set to 1. We're going to send it here after we set the player's turn to yes. So when it's your turn, we set it to 1, and we go back to this code, and here, see, if item CP equals 1, then we'll want to go to the next one. So change CP by 1. Otherwise, we will end the game. So say game over and stop all. So let's test it, and we're going to keep going until we get a 1. Okay, there we go, we got 1. And we want 1 because we've only coded in 1. So now let's click it, and we can see that's good because no message appeared, and CP turns into 2, we can see. So it changed CP by 1. Alright, now let's get something else, 4, and let's click the wrong one. So let's click still 1 because we only coded in 1. Let's click it, and a message should appear. See, yeah, game over, then everything stops. So that's good. For the last big step of this game, we will want to let the computer know that we are done clicking. And basically when we're done clicking is when we have clicked the exact number of times that is the length of the colors list. So we will have to ask ourselves if, so let's drag the if the CP is equal to the length of colors plus 1. Now it is plus 1 because, let's take an example. CP starts as 1, and when you click 1 time, CP goes up by 1, so it will be 2 times when you only clicked once. So that's why it's got to be plus 1. So if CP equals length plus 1, then it will not be my turn anymore. So we will set player's turn to no. Alright, let's test it. So it did 1. It's my turn. Let's click it. Alright, now it's 1, 2. It lit up, and now it's my turn. 1, and then let's say we mess up. Oh, so we gotta click this because we only coded in this one. And then I'll say game over. So that's good. Next, let's duplicate the code for every single one of these. So we're going to drag this here, and this here, and this here. Alright? So this will become a broadcast 2, and this will become equal to, this will become 3, equal to 3, and this one will be 4 with 4. Alright, so now let's test it, and let's hide these variables. We'll keep player's turn up, we'll hide CP and I. Alright, let's test it. So I got 1, let's light up. 1, 4, alright, they lit up. Let's do 1, 4. 1, 4, 2. Alright. 1, 4, 2. Alright. And the next one, let's mess up on purpose. So we'll do 1, 4, and then we'll do 3 instead of 2. And it says game over. So that is good. Next, we will want to make a score. Now before we make the score, let's hide the list and the variable. And now we'll make the score. Alright? And basically every time we add an element, so every time after this add pick random, we will change score. Change score. Sorry. Yeah, change score by 1, and at the beginning change set score to 0. Alright? So that's good. Let's make the score big. Let's put it here in the middle. And also another thing we will do is, you see this background? It has this blue planet kind of thing here, and it's right next to this blue button. So let's just switch. Let's flip this backdrop so like it doesn't look like blue and blue right next to each other. So I'm just going to flip it the complete other way around. I think that looks good. Alright, next, let's add some sounds. So let's go to the first one, the green one, and let's go to the sounds. And we're just going to pick the first one, A bass. And we're going to do, when I receive start sound A bass, let's go to the red one, pick another sound, we'll get the A electric guitar. Let's go to the code, and we'll start sound A electric guitar when I receive the broadcast station. Let's go to the yellow one now, and we'll use A elect piano. Start sound, and then for the blue one, we'll use A guitar. Start sound A guitar. Alright, now let's name it. Let's name it Simon Memory Game. And let's save it. And next let's test it. So you can see that the sounds work. Alright. Alright, and let's just see the red one last. Should work. Alright, well, there you go. Just click the red one. It worked, and thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time for another game we can make on Scratch.